Hi everyone, this lesson is about whether young people should be sent to prison for committing crimes or not. We're firstly going to look at the reasons why young people should or should not be sentenced for committing crimes and whether they should be given custodial sentences. And we're going to apply this knowledge to an exam style question. It links back to the lesson we did last week on social control, and it has more of a focus on young people in particular. So we're going to look at a very famous case to begin with. It was the murder of James Bulger in 1993. So the picture there are the two boys that killed him, Robert Thompson and John Venables. So you can see a timeline of what happened to them. So they were sent to a young offenders institution and they remained there until they became legal adults at age 18. And they were both given new identities Venables was arrested after being drunk and fighting, but was only given a formal warning. He was also given a caution for having Class A drugs. He got sent back to prison because he was found to have images of child sexual abuse on his devices, and a parole board recommended his release only 3 years later. In 2017, he got arrested again for the same crime, possessing child abuse images, and was sentenced again to another 40 months behind bars. Recently, last year, he requested parole, but the request was denied. So, two boys that committed a really horrible crime. I want you to think, do you think their punishment was too lenient or too harsh? So you can see that obviously that they were released at age 18. In your opinion, did prison help or harm Venables? So do you think that it was beneficial for him to go to prison or not? So Thompson was actually rehabilitated, so he didn't go on to reoffend after he left prison when he became an adult. So why do we think there's that difference between the two boys? Even though they committed the same crime, they both went into prison. Why is it one was released and managed to get on with life as usual, and the other was convicted of more serious offences after he was released? So what do you also think a functionalist would say about the purpose of prison? So think back to, the functionalist view that's very positive. They think that crime serves a purpose for our society. What do you think they might say about prisons? Do you think they would be in favour of prisons? What function would prison perform for us in society, according to them? So what I would like you to do is, for this task, for this whole lesson in fact, is to write a speech. So the speech is, you can do it from your own opinion, but essentially it's whether you think young people should serve prison sentences for committing crimes or not. So there's some information in the textbook, and I've put the printouts of the pages on the next few slides. I'll also upload a PDF document which is a bit clearer. The text is a bit larger in the PDF, so I'll upload that to show my homework too. And you need to use that information to evidence and support your arguments. I've also included a literacy map for you to use to help make your ideas flow, and some sentence starters that you might want to use in order to complete the task. So there's also those of you that want to stretch and challenge and apply sociological perspectives to this. I've put that again on one of the later slides, so you can weave that into your essay where possible. Now, if you want to, you can submit this as an audio file. So if you'd like to deliver the speech verbally, you can upload an audio file. If you would prefer to handwrite it and mark it as a written document, then that is also fine too. I'm aware that some of us might, with a speech, might want to perform it rather than write it, because, speeches usually are a bit emotive as well. And it's easier for the listener to be able to get a sense of how strongly you feel about something when we're listening to you. So if you would like to verbally do your answer, that is also fine. So here's the information, so you can see, should young people be put in custody at the bottom there. It's got the arguments for sentencing young people and then the arguments against on the other page. So you can use, there's lots of stats and statistics there that you can use to support your arguments. And then there's also a bit of background information about the criminal age of responsibility being as young as 10 years. So yeah, you might want to read that background information before you launch into your essay. So here's the writing frame. So words like strongly believe, this indicates sort of evaluation. You'll sort of saying the extent to which you think something's true. So if you strongly believe something, it's, you're very you're saying that to a large extent or to a great extent you believe this to be the case, and that's really good language to use when writing. So you then need to choose should or should not be sentenced to prison for committing crimes for a number of reasons, and try to give 3 reasons why your argument is, or your position is correct. Some may argue the opposite, that young people should or should not be, so obviously you select here the opposite to what you believe, and present the opposite viewpoint to what your argument is. And then you need to say why it's wrong. So why is the argument incorrect? And this is good practice as well, because it's good to give 2 sides to an argument, but also it's good to say why your side is stronger. So considering the evidence and point stated, my conclusion is, so that's just a sentence to sum up what you have argued in the essay or the speech. Here's a literacy map to help you. So you've got some thesaurus words here. If you're bored of using the same words over and over again, to sort of vary up your language. Decision making, so in terms of opinions, your conclusion you can change to one of these sentence starters. And like I said at the start, I strongly believe you can change to extremely, very, quite, moderately, etc. And then we've got some other sentence starters that you can use to help develop your answer further. Here's the challenge information. So this is what functionalists and Marxists would say. So functionalists would argue that prisons serve an important function in society because they help children to learn the correct norms and values, especially when primary socialisation from parents has failed. So if parents have failed to teach the correct norms and values to children, prisons can kind of step in and rehabilitate children and teach them how to behave in society. On the other hand, you've got Marxists who would say that prison negatively impacts working class young people compared to middle class young people. And that's because middle class children's parents are more able to negotiate with police and magistrates because they have cultural capital. They know how to speak to police officers and magistrates to sort of persuade them. And also they might be, materially better off, so they're able to afford better representation or a lawyer to support or argue against the case that's being presented. So arguably, working class people are more likely to end up in prison, more likely to get longer sentences, and so it really disadvantages them more. Lastly, if you've done all that, have a go at watching this clip. So you might want to just get permission from your parents. There is a bit of swearing in there because it is a documentary about inside a young offender's prison. So I want you to watch this and then think about, have you changed your mind? Does this support what you are arguing? Or do you think actually on reflection, now you've seen what it's like to be in a young offenders institution, do you think that actually you were incorrect? And also think about, if you were the Prime Minister, what changes would you make to punishment or rehabilitation of young offenders? Would you make sentences longer and harsher, or would you find another way to deal with young offenders that isn't related to prison? Once you've done all that, if you could upload your work to Show My Homework, then please do so. If you as well would like to join the live drop-in session where we can go through some of these arguments together and even have perhaps a little bit of a class debate, that would be great. Thanks, bye.